Okay, so our next question, question 6, is how to find the vertex of a quadratic function. Okay, so a quadratic function, if you guys know, are in the form of, so a quadratic function is y is equal to a x squared plus bx plus c. So this is your basic outline or basic template formula, where a, b represent, so a, b are coefficients, and c is a constant. So this is any number. Okay. And so basically, yeah, a and b and c are real numbers and is greater than 0. And a quadratic function is a parabola. Okay. So if you guys know how a parabola looks like, this is basically, so a sample graph of a quadratic function is shown below. So we can see, for example, let's say we can have a quadratic or a parabola right here. So you can see how this looks. This is a parabola or a quadratic function, which, let's say this is equal to y is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay? And so where this is your x and your y. Okay? And now what we have to do is basically find the vertex. And so this is basically the formula of y is equal to x squared. Okay? And now what we need to do is find the vertex of a quadratic function. And so to find the vertex is basically the maximum, the vertex of a quadratic function. Okay, this is basically the maximum slash minimum point in the parabola. Okay, and so it is also the opening point of the graph, and it is denoted by x, the y coordinate. And it could be, this is how you find the vertex. Okay, and this x is equal to minus b over 2a. And this is to find the x coordinate. Since we need 2 coordinates to find our vertex, your x and y. Okay, and so the value of y can be found by directly substituting the value of x into the original function. So basically, once you find your x, you can just plug it into your, let's say, right? Once you find your x, you can just plug it in, and whatever you get will be your answer, where you have your a, b, and c. Okay. So for example, let's find the vertex of the quadratic. So let's say example, find the vertex of the quadratic function we have y is equal to x squared minus 2x 1. Okay, and so the solution would be to first find x. So we would substitute. So we have x is equal to minus b over 2a, right? Where let's say our b is equal to, b is negative 2, a is this one, right? So since it's going to be negative times negative 2 over 2 times 1. So negative times a negative is positive, so you have 2 divided by 2, and this will give you 1. So now what we do is substitute x equal to 1 into your equation. So what we have, so since we have our equation is y is equal to x squared minus 2x plus 1, we just substitute x equals to 1 wherever there's an x. So y is equal to 1 squared minus 2 times 1 plus 1. So we have 1 minus 2 plus 1. And so this is basically equal to 0. Y is 0. So your vertex is basically 1, 0. Okay, and if you want to plot this on a graph, which we can do, you have, okay, let's say our x and your y, and this is our point 1, 0. Okay, and so it would go something like this. And so this is how your graph would look like. Okay. And so, yeah, so this is the formula you need to find the x coordinate. And let's say we had this example, and this is your vertex. Okay. And so another example that we can have, example 2, is where your quadratic function can be expressed as they've mentioned here, in the form of, so let's say example 2. Okay, you can express the quadratic function in the form of y is equal to a x minus h squared plus k. Okay, this is usually in the form, this is called the vertex form. And so now let's say determine the vertex of the quadratic function y. So let's say we have y is equal to x minus 2 squared plus 1. So from this equation, your vertex is already given. Your vertex point, so let's say your vertex point is basically your h and your k. Is your h and your k value. Okay? And in this case, it would be basically 2 and 1. In this case, we've said 2 because we are saying that we find the vertex of any point when you let the other point equal 0. So basically what we're saying is when we find the x value, we're letting y equal to 0. Okay, so we're saying that since in the bracket it says x minus 2, so people will assume that's minus 2, but it's not. You always have to let it equal to 0. This is how you get x. Okay. And so this is the vertex, and we can show this on a graph. Okay, where your point 2, 1 should be your x value is 2, y value is 1. Let's say it's right here. And so you would draw it like And this is what roughly like that. So this is what we look like. So solution is present.